슬라이드가 이제 슬라이드도 아마 비디오도 있을 겁니다. 이걸 보시면 많은 도움이 되실 것 같습니다.
So finally, just to finish up the presentation, I want to talk about two more things. One is server-side development, very quickly, just to explain the concepts, how you can go about it. And then finally, I'll end on just discussing a little bit about the Open Social Foundation and the website opensocial.org. Okay? So with Open Social server-side development, this is different from JavaScript. You can actually build an application in PHP or in Java and have it communicate directly to an Open Social container. So this has been enabled as of version 0.8.
이제 오픈 소셜 서버 쪽의 개발에 대해서 간략하게 한번 소개를 드릴 건데요. 이제 이 부분은 이제 클라이언트와는 좀 많이 다르고요. 그래서 이제 RESTful이나 RPC 프로토콜을 많이 주로 이용하시게 될 것 같습니다.
And there's, as I mentioned before, there's some very helpful client libraries that allow you to just download, say, either PHP or Java or Python. There's actually a number of different languages supported, and you can just use these utility libraries to make your connection to an open social container instead of you having to write low-level code that adheres to the specification directly to speak to an open social container.
이제 여러분들이 참고를 하실 수 있는 소스 코드가 많이 있고 이제 그런 소스 코드를 이제 참고를 하셔가지고 그렇게 이 오픈 소셜 컨테이너 서버들과 이제 소통할 수 있는 다른 방법들을 이제 활용하실 수 있을 겁니다.
And also, the libraries themselves are integrated with OAuth. So if you have heard what OAuth is, it basically allows you to have secure transactions to essentially, any website really. And so in this case, Open Social Container typically use OAuth for the security, and these are integrated into that. So you can just use the OAuth technology directly inside of the libraries.
네, 이러한 규약 방법들은 전부 다 이제 OAuth라는 표준 규약을 따라서 이제 제작이 되어 있습니다.
Okay. So here's the Open Social Client libraries. These are the different URLs that you can download for PHP, Ruby, Python, Java. There's also Objective-C if you wanted to use that. There are people who are building iPhone applications now that use the Open Social Client libraries as well.
네, 이런 그 오픈 소셜의 이 서버에 직접 접근할 수 있는 소스 코드들이 이제 PHP, Ruby, Python, Java 각각 이 버전들이 이제 지원이 되고 있고요. 또 무슨 언어로 개발이 되고 있다는데 잘 못 들었습니다.
So let me just show you very quickly. Oh, so here's the presentation that I was going to show you. This is the designing open social apps for speed and scale. And there's my friend Chris Chabot, my coworker. Here's the Open Social Java client library. So what I'm going to show you now is some of this code that allows you to communicate directly to an Open Social client. You can actually play with this code. You could download it and try it out. So let's go ahead and just do a quick demo. I'm going to shut down OSDE for now. And I'm going to do a quick, simple REST demo. And in this case, it's a bit of code that all it does is it makes a direct call to an Open Social container and it fetches some friends. So this is the sample code that you can download directly, the Open Social Java Client Library application directly. So in this case, it made the connection to Orchid and it pulled down a set of my friends who are now available there. So you can do this literally in 5 minutes and try it out. Okay? So the other thing I want to do is, actually I should have left my Shindig server running. I'm going to create an Open Social server-side application using OSDE. So OSDE also has integrated features for Open Social server-side applications development. So in this case, I can go here, and this is the gadget that I created. If I go down and create a Java project for this RESTful protocol, that's the option that allows me to.
예, 지금 보여드리고 있는 것은 이제 자바 라이브러리를 이용해가지고 직접 이제 이 오픈 소셜 서버에 접속을 해서 거기서 이제 데이터를 가져오는 그런 예제입니다.
So I'll click Finish, and let it generate the code. And here's my sample Java code that I just created. And in this case, because my server is running, I should be able to click on the Run button. Oops. Run this one. it ran the OpenSOL server-side client application as a Java, and it used a sampler that got generated and went and touched the local Shindig instance, and then it generated essentially a set of pulled back my OpenSocial friends within this particular local container.
예, 지금 이 자바 프로그램을 통해서 로컬 신딕에 접속을 해서 그곳에서 이제 데이터 가져와서 보여주는 그런 예제였습니다.
So, I should probably say that we also have some new tutorials coming for how to work with OAuth and building a social application. I actually wrote a new one it's three-legged OAuth in a social web app. And just to show you the tutorial that's coming up, it explains like a gift application, and it explains how you can use OAuth to navigate from a website. You can go over to an OpenSocial container, allow for the container, you give it permission to access social data, and then it will send you back to your application itself. So this is a tutorial that will be posting fairly soon on the opensocial.org wiki page. Okay.
예, 이제 여러분들이 특정한 이 프로바이더에 접속을 해서 그곳에서 데이터를 가져오는 그런 예제를 지금 거의 이제 개발 중이고 곧 이제 이렇게 공개를 할 예정이라고 합니다.
And this application is also live as well, so you can actually play with it, providing you have either MySpace, Partusa, or iGoogle. So these are just some simple accounts. But I'm stepping through it right now, and I'm using the OpenSocial and OAuth technology that allows me to make sure that it's okay to fetch my social data from MySpace in this case. Okay. So feel free, just look at the opensocial.org website, and we'll have these new tutorials posted fairly soon.
네, 이러한 이 다양한 이 튜토리얼들이 계속해서 이제 오픈소셜 ORG를 통해서 여러분들에게 제공이 될 것입니다.
Okay. So I wanted to just do one final discussion about the opensocial.org website. So this is pretty much the best place to go to if you're starting fresh and learning about OpenSocial. So there's a screenshot, obviously, of the website. Some key things about it, I would say, is first of all, it's a great documentation resource. You can learn about how to build OpenSocial applications, and it provides a very high-level point of view. There's also the specification discussion, so if you want to learn how OpenSocial evolves and how it continues to grow, there are discussion groups that are open to anyone, and anyone can propose a change to the specification. And the process is fairly straightforward. People can then vote on whether they think it makes sense to change the spec or continue to add new features to the specification. And then once the vote is done, then the specification is either put in, or the suggested change is either put into the specification or it's not. So it's a very democratic and open way of how OpenSocial operates.
예, 이 오픈소셜 ORG 사이트에 오시면 지금까지 이제 해왔던 작업들에 대한 문서 제공이 되고 있고요. 또한 지금 현재 이러한 내용들에 대한 명세화 작업이 진행 중이기 때문에 여러분이 이제 함께 참여를 하셔가지고 오픈소셜의 표준을 명세하는데 같이 참여를 하실 수가 있습니다.
Okay. And there's also other developer resources, so you can run container compliancy tests. You can essentially, this is good for really any software developer who wants to try out containers to see what features are supported in these containers and so forth. And you can learn all the different information about the different OpenSocial containers that now exist, that are live now. Because our containers are constantly providing fresh data on what they support, and they're posting it to this website.
예, 또한